Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Paula. I thought we could create together today because we got only one thing done yesterday, and I've actually done a few things that, was just things that would bore you. So I thought I'd try something different today. I know it's been done by a lot of people, and but we haven't done it, and so let's get started. So I'm trying to not bulk it up too much, but it always seems to happen. So I just took some manila folder, and I like to use that because it just seems like it will hold up in a journal. So I want it to open from the right, and so it's just accordion folded. And it is 2.5 by 3 inches. 2.5 by 3 inches is the size. Okay, so I just had, what gave me this idea to do this was, I'm sorry, Sadie is in the room next to me and she thinks that she's outside, so she's digging. That won't last long. I closed the doors, but she doesn't care. All right, so I thought we would just put like a little title on the front, but I also thought, well, she made me lose my train of thought. I'm sorry, guys. What it was is I had these Santas, and since it's a Santa book, I've been saving them to do this. And I thought it would look cute to have a Santa on different ones and make the back journaling. So it's just accordion folded, and this is going to be the front. So I thought we'd start with the front, and we will also, I'm going to move some of this stuff so I can, I tried to be prepared, but you know how that is sometimes. Sometimes you think you're prepared and you're not. So I said this was 2.5 by 3. So I'm going to cut some paper at 2 1/4 by 2 3/4. So we can get just a, a little bit of a paper underneath. Now, I wanted to start off with the bright color on the front because, it's the other places we won't. We'll use like sari silk, muslin, music sheet, that sort of thing. I'm going to lay this out to see if maybe we can work on it flat. This is going to be the front, the right side. Now, and as we go along, we'll ink, and at the very end, if we have time, we'll ink the whole thing. I'm going to try to work faster than I did yesterday. Hope you guys enjoyed yesterday's video, and I hope that you enjoy today's video. I'm real close to finishing this book. I'm actually gonna bound it today. It is a adorable book. I think I'm knocking them out much faster because I've been doing them for so long now. And then after that, after I do the flip through on the this particular book, we will do the flip through on my design team project, and I can post that. I didn't want to post it yet because I wanted it to be my October design team project. Okay, so maybe we should put some paper, not paper, this is paper. Maybe we should put some muslin. I thought I had my muslin laying out. Let me grab it. Right here, and the sari silk. I want to use something that will keep that front from looking quite so shocking, if you know what I mean. I'm just grabbing a piece here on my left. I'm going to just pull this. I don't want it, you know, where you can't see the red, but I want it where it looks kind of like it has a border, and we'll go from there. Okay, now let's see. Just kind of eyeballing it, not really giving it any real measurement. I do that a lot. I feel like when you just eyeball it, it works for you better. Okay, so there we go. And then I have this really cute title. It's made out of wood veneer, and it's called Holly Jolly. And I just thought it was really cute. Now, I kind of like it at a little bit of an angle on there. But I feel like it still needs something under it. So let's put some music sheet under it. I thought I had one that was already pretty close to the right size, but you know how that goes. I may have to grab some more. I thought I had more on the table here. I've got my tear tool buried somewhere. Let me just, I'm looking. What did I do with, oh, there it is. It's buried. It's buried. It's like everything else. It's covered up. I did clean my desk up some since yesterday when I was telling you I couldn't find anything. That was the absolute truth. It was so filthy. So and it's because I just end up kind of shoving stuff over. But, you know, I don't like to waste any of our time together. You know, digging around for stuff any more than necessary. I'm just going to make this a little shorter and see if that looks better. Doesn't have a lot of music notes on it there, but I think I'm going to kind of turn it at an angle. And yeah, I like that better. So let's ink this real quick. And by quick, I mean really quick. Now I am going to just slap some ink onto this. Believe it or not, this is tea stained. It's just, I just can never get, you know, it never is dark enough for me. When it, I don't know, this may not be tea stained. This may have been some scraps that I had. Who knows? Hope you guys are having a good day. Things are going well for you. You know, I know we all live different types of lives, and you know, we go from being busy to slowing way down, and our things being crazy and chaotic. My little grandson is in the hospital, and so the last 2 days have been a little chaotic for us. And he's 5, and he is our total life, and we like to call him our little miracle. And anyway, he is in the hospital, and probably will be through tonight. May get to go home today, if depending on his test results. But he is an angel. He's in kindergarten. Well, he takes he didn't get to start until later, so he's, you know, because he's not being healthy, and he was late starting school and so forth. So he is having fun at school now. He told me he had a best friend, and he warms your heart. And you know, you go around life every day and everything seems to be going perfect, and then all of a sudden, wham, it's not so perfect. And anyway, I'm not going to go into that, but he will be getting out today, hopefully, and hopefully he'll have some good answers. But he was feeling much better today. His mom sent me a video of him, and he was actually running, and so there we go, page 1. Now we will ink this when we're all done. But see how fast and simple that was? I love it. It was so fast and simple. So I'm thinking, and you guys tell me what you think. I'm thinking, because this is a plaid set of paper, maybe we'll use a different plaid each time. So I have a green plaid here. Let's use it next. And we know what size, so that makes it real easy. And then I can grab the book if we need to. So I said it was 2.5, so we're going to do 2 1/4 by 2 3/4. Ink that up. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and glue that down because we know we're going to want that to be down. I think this would be a cute little project to do. You could do it for anything. I mean, you could even do it like if you wanted to make a little brag book for a grandparent, or, and you know, instead of putting our Santa stuff, you could put a little photo. I just think it's cute. Of course, I know we're doing a journal today, but I think that would be cute. Okay, so I'm trying to decide if we want to do I'm looking at the different ones, so I'm trying to pick the one I think will look good. Now, we don't want to put too much in the background, so I'm thinking music. Let's put music sheets. And I will have to grab some more because this is not going to be enough. All right, I lost my tear tool again. Oh, here it is. It's on the right. Let me move some of this. If I move it over to the right, since I'm right-handed, that makes way more sense, don't you think? And then if we need to tear, we'll have our tear tool, since obviously we're going to use it throughout this project. Okay, so there we go. And I just might tear a couple while we're here. I didn't measure them earlier, so hopefully we get them right. Let's see. Go ahead and use both of these. Got to tear the end of it. It will have a little bit of white, but our Santa will cover that. Okay. There we go. Now we're going to pull this back over so you can see. Do I need to... Let me come in a little bit. All right. And we're just going to ink it. And put it here. And I'm going to go ahead and ink this one while I'm inking for the next Santa. It must be warming up outside. My air conditioner's on and feels nippy. Okay. Now, I think I'm going to go ahead and run some ink around this little Santa. What this is it's just a Santa that has a little dimension to him. And I'm going to stick him, whoops, we got to do the paper first. I know that the paper is smaller than him, but before I put glue on him, I'm going to see. We've got this paper, music paper, turning to that direction. So let's turn this one kind of the opposite. And we're not going to put muslin on this because we just did that for the cover. And let's see. You know, that's not big enough, so we're going to add the other piece too. And that's all right. We can add 2 pieces. We just have to see where to add it. And one thing I like too is that we don't have to put it like let's see. Let's put it right here. Now, yes, it is overlapped, but that's okay because up here you can see, and we'll put the Santa down here lower. That's the nice thing is I don't really want them in the center. I don't want them to look, you know, like they were store-bought, even though these little guys were. I would rather it look kind of wonky. You know me and my wonky word. There, now we can see the music. And I'll cut the next one bigger. I'm going to hold this for a second. And I'm going to also grab some more plaid because I think that's the only 2 plaids I have on the table, but it's just right here, so I'm going to grab it. So we did red and then we did black background. So now we need to look and see. We need some type of red. That almost looks pink, doesn't it? Those are the 2 that we did. Oh, we have to use this. I wonder if I'm looking to see, because this is I have to save this one piece if it's the only one I have. It is. But I think I have it in a bigger book, so I'm not going to worry about it right now. I'll go buy some more if I need to. It won't be like I don't find things to shop for all the time. I'm just going to cut it down smaller so I can work with a smaller piece. Okay, and we're going to cut this to 2 1/4 by 3 3/4. It's a big, this is when it would be nice to have the small 6 by 6 scrap pad, because when you do that you can get the smaller images, and you know, that just, it helps to make it look a little bit better. That's just me talking. That's how I feel, because then it looks like it's made to scale. Okay. I try to do different things for different journals. I do repeat some things like pockets and tucks and stuff like that because I want to make sure that everyone has a place to put their goods, their little goodies. And I like to have a lot of journaling cards for the same type reason, you know, so that people can have places to put their things. Okay, so I'm going to tear this paper, and this time I'm going to kind of look and see. I should have done that the last time, but you know, I didn't really want him covered by music, or you know, I didn't want the music to be the focus, I guess is what I'm saying. Oh, you know what? This page is not going to have a Santa because we have enough. Well, wait a minute. Yeah, it is. I'm totally wrong. Okay, I'm going to tilt it to the left and put it on there. Whoops, I just got glue everywhere. My glue went a little crazy. I thought I had a wipey, but I guess I don't. I do now. That was my fault. Can't blame that on Fabri-Tac. My hand just went the wrong way. Okay, so now we're going to do it a little wonky. Going this direction. And we're going to pick a different Santa. I think we'll pick this one. I'm going to ink him up a little bit. You really can't notice the inking probably on the video, but you can really notice it up close. I am going to make another tag with another of the big journaling tags, just like the one I made on the last video for this one, because I think I'm going to put him kind of in the center because we haven't done that. And I just like the way that looks. Each of these Santas are different. Which is fun. You can get those at Hobby Lobby as well, guys. All right, so our next plaid needs to be green. Let's see what we can come up with that will work in a small, I don't like that kind of pea color. Let's do this. And I think instead of cutting it out, I'm just going to cut a piece off. Be lots easier than dealing with a great big piece. I should have done that one on the last one. Okay. That way, if you have any scraps left and you want to save them for your next project, I'm going to cut this 2.5 by 3 1/4. You can do it that way. Okay, 2.5. Wait a minute, it was 2 1/4. Don't listen to me. 2 1/4 by 2 3/4. All right, let's go ahead and put him on. Okay. It's not a lot of teaching to this other than, you know, cutting your accordion. I'll measure and let you know how much the book itself is, a little mini book. That's what I call it, is a little mini book. I think you can make a little book out of anything. I got to get my music sheet right here. I'm going to steal it from this other project for now. Okay, so we're going to, once again, we're going to make it big enough that, you know, we don't have to worry about it fitting. I'm going to go ahead and do 2 of them while we're at it. Let's see. And do one more. Okay. Gonna ink these up. Now you could tie this with some twine, which is probably what I will end up doing, is just tying it off with some twine. I think that'd be easier than... Okay, so we tilted to the left. Let's kind of tilt just slightly to the right with this one. Not a lot that it's so obvious. trying to work faster today, guys, so that we can maybe do more than just one thing. Okay. And now, this is a cute little Santa. He's looking to see who's naughty or nice. Who's going to get a gift, or who's going to get a prize or get some coal. Boy, I used that when my kids were little. They never believed me. You know how it is. They believe you're Santa from the beginning, practically. But I will say this. We teach the real meaning of Christmas. Extremely. We taught it to our kids. And we taught that it wasn't about, you know, us receiving gifts. It was about, you know, the gifts that we could receive. And anyway, so they grew up, you know, knowing the real meaning of Christmas. But it's fun to, I just think that it's sad if kids don't get to do it. I'm going to bring this one up, or let's see. Let's do, I don't want them to all be alike. So that one's straight. So we kind of got to, let's just bring him over a little bit. Just let him drop and see where he lands. Because it really doesn't matter. Okay, now we're going to need red again. And I think I'm going to go back to this red rather than cutting a whole piece out of the, let me grab it here and see. I know I've got some. I know I do. I've used this kit on several different, here I know. I've got the letters. We'll just use these letters if it's big enough. That's the trick. Yep, we'll be able to do it. 2 1/4 by 2 3/4. I can get it in my cutter. Let's see. That's correct. It's pretty sad when you question yourself every single time. Oh my goodness. My memory is not what it used to be. All right. We'll put that on. And on the back, we will do journaling paper. And we don't have to worry about inking the paper because it's already tea stained. I love this. Just attaches right to you. I'm sorry, I think I just got my big old head. And listen, I have just slapped my hair up this morning. I haven't done a thing with it. I did run a brush through it, but it doesn't look like it's had much done to it. This looks crooked, doesn't it? I bet I got that crooked and I need to straighten it. I'm going to straighten it real quick. I wonder what happened that was slightly crooked. It's not a big deal. We'll fix it. There we go. The front is that way too. It must have been the other cutter I used. You know, it depends on the cutter you're using. Sometimes it can really mess up your project. Okay. That's better. Much better. Okay. Now, back to this. I'm going to put some glue on the back. So I'm going to this big crop. And, you know, I was telling you that's going to have like 400 women or something. And anyway, we're doing Secret Pals. And so I've never done Secret Pals where you've spent so much money, but it's going to be fun. It's like you have 2 gifts on Friday, 2 gifts on Saturday, and 1 really big gift on Sunday during your reveal. So I'm going to have to make a card. So I may make a card with you guys. We'll see. But then again, what if my secret pal's out there? Well, we'll have to see. Okay, so we've got this one off to the left. This one's in the center. This one's just tilted. So let's take this little guy up and over. You think? No? Down and over. I'm going to tilt him. I don't know. I kind of like him like that. Really, there's not a right or wrong. You know, one eye's going to see it one way and another eye's going to see it another way. So, I thought we would put a little bit of bling. And I don't mean like, you know, I mean like the small bling like we use on our books. Or like I've been using. Just to spice it up a little bit. Man, it's raining here. We've had rain. There was a tornado a couple of nights ago in a town north of us, but took out, it was one of those little towns that was real small, and it had a one-block downtown, little downtown area. It took out the downtown area. It was so sad because it's a struggling town. And, you know, you always hate hearing stuff like that. Okay, so we have this that we can put on here. And I'm just thinking in a few little odd places. Can you hear that? It's hitting the windows and the wind is blowing. Okay, so I think on the, it's missing a little bit of glue. That's strange. We'll just add it. We'll just add it there. Now, I feel like this is kind of blank, so we're going to put it beside this Santa. And of course, the the glue had to make itself known. Okay, so then I thought on the, we'll do 3 on the front. I think this one has its glue on it. Listen, I'm doing good to get these off. No problem. I was going to look and see if we could put it right under there. I just want a little bit on each one. Now, you know, some of them need it more than others. Like this one, I don't see a place it needs it really. I'm thinking. You guys think with me. I know one of my subbies said the other day when we were going to cut the flaps off, she said, I was screaming, don't cut the flaps off. It's so funny because we, you know, it would have looked good with the flaps too probably, but I think I hear our sirens. But my phone is not going off. Let me pause for a minute. Okay, guys. So I had to pause it because it was a tornado warning, and I'm okay. But it was, I live on 51st, and it was on 41st. But it's gone on past now, so I don't have to worry about it. Yeah, that's kind of scary. I didn't even know. I knew it was raining, but it seemed like the kind of rain that, you know, you get whenever it's just gloomy. I had no idea. I hadn't had the television on and or the radio or anything this morning. I've just kind of been quietly working in my craft room, and I guess it goes to show it doesn't matter what the weather looks like. It can come after you. Come after your city. Okay. And we were just talking about the tornado from last night. I think it's weird how you can be going along and be just fine, and all of a sudden there's a tornado in your city. So I just decided to put some of these little rhinestones, or little, I always call it glitz, little glitz. I think we're just going to put this straight under Santa, just because. So there might be a little splice in this video. All right, so this is how it will look, and we'll just tie it with a ribbon or something, or some twine, and then it just opens out. See, this would be a cute little mini photo thing. It would really be cute if your child's school did monthly pictures, you know. You could start off with the first day of school. I mean, if you were into that sort of thing. All right, I'm going to flip it over. And you know what? I'm going to do this part when we're not together. So basically, I'm just going to put journaling pages here. And I might doodle around them or something. But I don't want you not to be able to help me with some other things. So I'll do that later, because that's kind of a no-brainer. All right, so we got that done. The next thing, I know that the other day I showed you the tag after I had done it, but I didn't show you how I did it. So I'm going to grab that, and we can, I'm going to put these little rhinestones up because I have a straight pin floating around, and I don't know how many minutes we had before, because I didn't. Yeah, it's calmed down outside now. That's so funny. I mean, it's not funny. It can be dangerous, but it's funny that I didn't realize what was going on around us. Okay, so I just have some of this plaid, the red and green plaid, and what I did the last time was, I think I've heard Gail call it Hermelinda tag, and I guess there's several things that I think she said the lady's name was Patricia. I'm not sure, because I'm the person who has a horrible memory. I'm going to put my big paper cutter here, but I just am folding it over just so that it's wide enough. Let me back out. Yeah, I think you'll be able to see better. I'm just cutting it wide enough that it will, you know, be big enough for this. Look at this little vintage card. I know, it's adorable. Oh, and this one's been signed. And this one is 1922. 1922. Crazy. We've come to wish you a Merry Christmas. But aren't they adorable? Let me hold it up again so you can see. 1922. I don't know if you can tell, but right here it's post-dated 1922. And it looks like it was Kansas City, Kansas. Let me see what the stamp says. Okay, this is how old it was. 1 cent. The stamp was 1 cent, you guys. See? Crazy. Okay, so I just folded this, just randomly folded this over. I just kind of laid my tag on there and made sure there was going to be a border. And so I'm going to cut this, and then I'm going to show you how I did this tag the last time when we ran out of time on the last book. I really was kind of disappointed that we didn't get to do that last time. Okay, so I've got to think about how I did it. I know it was tall. It can't be taller than your book, so I'm going to do it 7 inches tall, because the book itself is 8. So and the width is going to be 4. And that's what the last one was too. And I'm going to put it down here, and I'm trying to remember what I put behind it. I think I put sari silk behind it, and that was all because I wanted to see the plaid. Not sari silk, but cheesecloth. And then at the top I put sari silk kind of bunched up, and then I put the little Merry Christmas saying that I had typed out, and I punched a hole, and I used seam binding. And the other day I couldn't think of what it was called, but today I know that it was seam binding. Crazy me. Okay, I think I'm just going to eyeball where to cut this. Well, I better not, because I don't want to have to. This is what I do. This is how I do it when I really pay attention to what I'm doing. Okay, so you've got it lined up on your grid, okay? And I'm going to use a pen so you can see what I'm doing. It's kind of hard on this. But I just take on the grid, I put a little mark right here on the far right hand corner of this little square, and then right here, and I just cut it from, it makes it come out perfect. Let me get it on here. And then I take one of these and flip them over to get it. Wait a minute, that's not the right way. What am I doing? What am I doing, guys? Okay. But even if you didn't flip your piece of, which that doesn't look right, does it? Yeah, it does. I question myself on stuff like this. It's kind of like, I will question myself on a lot of things that is odd, you know, that I think, that doesn't look right. I might spell a word, that doesn't look right. It'd be perfectly fine. It's not underlined, you know, on Microsoft or anything, but I still will question myself. And then I'm just gonna punch a hole, and here we have our tag. But get this, it's a fold out tag. Now the other one was as well, but remember we didn't open it because we didn't have time. So we'll have journaling inside. On the last one I did journaling on the back. I'm not going to do that this time because this allows for a lot of journaling. And I'll just ink it and they'll be able to journal inside. But I love the way that looks. Now I thought we need to ink this real quick. We got to get the white edges off and be ready to put everything together. And I'm working pretty fast because I don't know what our time is and I don't want it to go dead on us. I would feel bad just leaving you for no reason. I enjoy our creating times where we can create together, and I hope you are creating alongside me. And I'm going to go in here and just try not to over ink it. It's real easy to over ink, and I do. I mean, I'm guilty of it too. I love these tags because, especially if you make them big like this, you can really get a lot of journaling in on them. There we go. All right, now get the sari silk. If I can find it, not the sari silk. I keep wanting to call it that, the cheesecloth. I don't know if I've already set some out or not. Where's my little stack of goodies? No, I guess I didn't. That's all right. We can pull some out. I tell you, you never know what it's going to look like until you pull it apart. Okay. Now we're really just going to make this big enough to go under the tag itself. I think I hate covering up the other side of the tag, but if I don't, it won't look right. And, you know, this is what happens whenever we pass on and our stuff gets handed down. People junk it up. I always say to my kids, don't want to find mine. I don't want to be knowing that my stuff is in at the Goodwill when I die. Keep some of the good stuff. Okay, so I'm just going to glue on the back of this sweet little card that's from 1822. Oh my goodness. No, 1922. I'm sorry, I said that wrong. Get it at the right angle, you can see it. But still, that's old. And, you know, I didn't even know I had one that old. But I'm going to share it. And I'll stick a little note inside here. Or I'll tell them whenever I do the flip. That way, whoever ends up with it will know they have a little gold mine. Okay. It's hard to see where to center with the cheesecloth on here. But I think we're close enough. Now I'm going to hold this down because of the cheesecloth. Let me make sure. I think we'll be alright. There's no movement in it now anyway. It's pretty much caught. Alright. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is trim off the cheesecloth because I don't want it hanging everywhere. Let's get the big stuff off first. I like it to be there and be obvious that it's there, but I do like it to, I usually trim it off straight down the side like you would paper. And, but I like the, you know, whatever's on the back of, I'll get it out in a minute, the plaid, the paper. I like the paper to show some too. It just depends on what I'm doing, what kind of project I'm doing, and what I'm doing it on, is when it really makes a difference. Because this is going to stretch all out and it's going to look a mess anyway by the time it's all said and done. Okay, now, and I'm just throwing this in there, even if it's not the right size. I know I've got much more somewhere. Somewhere. Okay, so this is going to go in a pocket in her book. I say her because I'm assuming it's going to be a her. Now, I'm going to put some silver. I like to, when they're really nice, I like to trim them out. Well, when they're, I mean, they're all nice. You know what I'm saying. I like it to look finished. And I have a punch, and I don't use it all the time, but I'm just going to I like to gather this up and just scrunch it up. And then first I put a lot of glue across here so that depending on which direction I crunch where and what, I have plenty of glue on here. Because with the sari silk, sometimes you just don't know what it's going to end up doing. Okay, so I hope you guys can see okay. I'm going to come in a little bit. I'm just going to take the sari silk like it is, and I let it hang over just a little bit. And I'm just kind of holding it all in together. There's no perfect way to do it. And then I'm just going to push with my right hand to give it kind of a, yeah, and there's always some glue that, you know, has to show itself. I'll fix all that That's not a big deal. When you use a lot of glue, you're going to have to expect that. And then I'm just going to push again, because I like it just to look all bunched up. And it doesn't matter which way it's bunched, and because it just ends up looking good whether it bunches one way or the other. And sometimes if you have it bunch like too much one way, let me pick this up because I could feel something was sticking. This poor little table. I just want to make sure there's not a lot of glue on the back of my tag. There's not. All right. Just a little bit right there, and I'm just kind of going to turn that down. And that's the nice thing about Sorry Silk. You can just do whatever you want with it. You can make it, depending on how you scrunch it up, you can make it go just about any way. Okay. So we're done with that part. Let's see. I see it's got glue all under it. So it's going to do fine. Okay, now I have this little thing that says Merry Christmas again. I printed these things out and I want to use them. I would recommend that you use them on cardstock rather than copy paper. This is copy paper and it looks fine. It's just that I would have preferred it to be on copy paper. Gonna ink it. And it doesn't have to be neat. You just don't want it to be bright white. Okay, and then I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the back. This is how easy it is, and it just was, I mean, all you need is a vintage card. And we're going to put it, we put it on the left last time, but we have kind of a flat area here. Let's just put it there. If I can get it to not want to attach to me. There we go. Hopefully it's straight. Yeah. On the last one I put green seam binding, and on this one I'm going to put red. I have so much glue in my hands, guys. I'm sticking to everything. And by tying this, you know, you can, I only do like one tie. Like you were just starting, you know, like you would start to tie a bow, but I tighten it. And the reason I do that is because whenever they open it to get inside to journal, you know, you want them to not have to struggle to get it open. So I'll cut these off. I'm actually going to move the ribbon down and cut it so I can have a little bit left over maybe for the next project. All right, guys, I hope you had fun today, and I hope you'll tell your friends to come subscribe. And if you're a new subby, thank you. I'm so glad you're watching the videos, and so welcome. And if you haven't subscribed, think about it, because it's fun. We do all kinds of stuff. We even did mixed media one night, and that was different. So if you enjoyed today's video, please give me a thumbs up, and I'll look for you the next time. Talk to you soon. Bye.